What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the Neighborhood Podcast. I'm one of the hosts of the podcast. My name is Kyle Dabro. So, in this video, we're going to go over the Game 3 matchup that took place last night between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Montreal Canadiens. So, Tampa won Game 3 by the score of 6-3. With the win, the Lightning take a commanding 3-0 series lead over the Canadiens. And to dive into this game, the Lightning were extremely effective within the first couple minutes of the game. So within, I believe, the first minute and a half, 2 minutes of the game, you had Jan Ruda get a goal from about 45 to 50 feet out just in front of the blue line. Puts it top shelf. They go up 1-0. And then the Lightning capitalized on a power play within the first 5 minutes of the period. Victor Hedman gets a shot past Carey Price. And the Lightning are up 2-0 within the first 5 minutes of the game. And I'm thinking, this was the start that the Canadiens needed to have. They're down 2-0 in the series. They're at home. They need to prove that they're a respectable opponent going up against the Lightning. And the Lightning essentially just punched them in the mouth by going up 2-0 within the first 5 minutes of the game. Now, I will give Montreal some credit here. They did cut the deficit in half by the end of the first period. However, the Lightning responded just like they did in the first period. They scored 2 goals within the first 5 minutes of the second period. And at that point, they're up 4-1. And I'm thinking in my head, the game might be over at this point just because you're down 3 goals. Granted, there's a lot of time left in the game, but the Lightning just showed me that they were executing on their shots. They were relentless with pressure, and they made it uncomfortable for the Canadiens defense and on Carey Price, because Carey Price made some really great saves last night. And to be quite honest with you, the Lightning could have put up 7 or 8 goals last night. I know they only put up 6, but there were some prime opportunities that the Lightning had, and they could have easily put up 7 or 8 goals on Carey Price. I know Carey Price did not necessarily have the best night, but Carey Price did the best he could. And to be quite honest with you, I thought his defense didn't really help him out for most of the goals that the Canadiens allowed. But I got to talk about the Lightning here, because the Lightning have just shown me that they are the better team, and they have been the better team throughout the entirety of the series. So when I look at the Lightning, obviously you could look at the top lines. You got Kucherov, you got Stamkos, you have Andre Palat. These guys can score, including Braden Point as well. Braden Point's been absolutely phenomenal throughout these playoffs. But the guys that I want to focus on here are the defensemen, especially in the third and fourth line. I'm talking about Jan Ruda, Ryan McDonough, Eric Chernak, Yanni Gord, Goodrow, and Blake Coleman. These guys, while they don't get the shine and maybe the respect that Stamkos, Kucherov, and Braden Point get from a national media perspective, these guys have been invaluable for the Lightning, not just in this series, but throughout their entire playoff run up until this point. These guys are setting a good tone defensively, meaning that they are not giving the opposing team a lot of opportunities to score. And these guys, especially in these third and fourth lines, they are making it happen. You have Tyler Johnson, who had a fantastic game last night as well. He scored 2 goals, both of them off of rebounds, but he was in the right place at the right time, and he capitalized on the opportunity. Same thing, like I mentioned, Jan Ruda was the one that started the scoring for the Lightning last night. You had Blake Coleman. He got empty netter last night. And Hedman, granted, he's one of the best defensemen, if not arguably the best defenseman in the NHL. And he was able to put a goal in as well. So when you're getting this type of production from your top lines, your top players, and the back end of the roster in your third and fourth lines, that is a very dangerous combination. And really no team has been able to figure them out as far as trying to slow them down. But it's like I said, this is a full team here. Like from top to bottom, the Lightning just have a very deep roster, and it is showing against the Canadiens in this series. So when I look back at this game, this was a game that Canadiens needed to get. They're at home, they're down 2-0, but the Lightning just punched them in the mouth. And made it extremely difficult for them to even get some decent shot opportunities. Granted, the Canadiens did score 3 goals. Vasilevsky didn't have the best night goaltending. However, I guess he really didn't need to because the Lightning put up 6 goals. So when you look at this series overall, I think the Lightning have been by far the better team. I'm not the biggest hockey fan. However, I know a good team when I see one. And the Lightning have shown me that they are well deserved of being the Stanley Cup champions from last year, and they are 1 game away from being Stanley Cup champions in back-to-back years. And I think if they continue any sort of play like they did in Game 3 going into Game 4, I think this is going to be a sweep. Unless the Canadiens can show me that they can go toe-to-toe with the Lightning and keep this game relatively close in Game 4, I think the Lightning have a very good chance to end this series in Game 4 in Montreal. And if they don't, I think the Lightning pretty much wrap this up in Game 5. Just because I don't think the Canadiens just have the roster overall to match up against the Lightning. And Carey Price, I thought, has had an okay series. I think, in large part, I think the Canadiens' defense has really suffered in this series. But you have to give credit where credit is due. The Lightning are scoring on the opportunities that they are getting, and they are providing relentless pressure defensively against the Canadiens. So it's kind of an uphill battle for the Canadiens in my eyes. And if they're going to have to get back into the series, they're going to have to open up some better scoring opportunities, and they're going to have to step up the defensive pressure because they are giving up way too many goals. They've allowed 14 goals in this series from the Lightning. And if they give up anything near what they did in Game 3, you could pretty much end this series in Game 4 because I think it's over. But with that said, you guys, that'll wrap it up for me. I just wanted to do a quick analysis of Game 3 last night between these two teams. If you guys like this video, please like the video below. If you guys want to see more content about the NHL, please subscribe to the channel. Kevin and I definitely appreciate any sort of support that we can get for the channel. And with that said, you guys, I'll see you guys later.